1 year ago today, schools scrambled to provide meals for families with classes canceled. A carton of milk is a lunchroom essential, and dairy farmers continue to feel the impact of the pandemic. Steve White has more.
During challenging times, folks turned to comfort foods, and a lot of those contain dairy products like butter and cheese.
Want to make a burger better? Add cheese.
Hey, butter and cheese make things taste good.
You don't have to convince those attending the Nebraska Dairy Convention as they choose between cheddar and Swiss. And while they're able to gather, a year ago at this time, restaurants and schools closed virtually overnight. And that's about half the dairy market. Processing plants scrambled to figure out what to do with that milk.
Early on in the pandemic, we saw dairy farmers that had to dump their milk because the fluid milk market had gotten so tight.
Really, it's just kind of been a roller coaster for us.
Mike Gunther, president of the State Dairy Association, says many dairy farmers were already asking themselves if they could keep going, even before the pandemic.
Once COVID hit, the price got so laughable. It's just like there was almost a decision pretty soon.
Nebraska dairy farmers received $10 million in the first round of USDA assistance and $7 million the second go-around.
When they were able to give us some relief, that kept us going, and that kept us afloat, and that fed my family.
The government also bought dairy products to put into millions of food boxes. Plus, they found when people stayed home, some rediscovered baking with butter and cooking with cheese.
We've worked hard to promote dairy and get it into the homes to try and keep that stability as much as we can.
Governor Pete Ricketts says Nebraska has the feed and livestock-friendly counties that would welcome more dairy farms. But the state lacks processing plants, a big obstacle for expansion.
And that's why our Grow Nebraska dairy team is working to bring in more processors to really go hand in hand with the expansion of our dairy herd here.
Still, these dairy farmers take pride knowing during dark days, many Americans put dairy on the table.
We have such a nutritious product, right? And you think of a glass of milk, right? One ingredient. How awesome is that?
Dairy farmers have also supported local food banks. Reporting in Columbus, I'm Steve White.